she's been crying again. Yes, yes, because I watched the Given movie. So yeah, if you don't know, on Crunchyroll, you have an anime called Given, which is a boys' love anime. If you don't know that, I'll tell you that right now. I did a review on it. It made me cry. I love the music. I love the entire fucking thing. And I found out recently, also on Crunchyroll, it's under the same tab, just search Given. You can find them both there. They did a movie. It's about an hour long. Actually, I think it's less than an hour long. And the anime covered the relationship of Mafuyu and Ue. I wanted to say his name is like Ueyama, but I think that's wrong. I know his first name's like Ritsuka, but they always call him like Ue or Uechi or something, so I'm just gonna call him Ue from now on. And Mafuyu was kind of like the main character, or at least he felt like he was in that. And basically, it was his relationship, kind of like him meeting Ue, and him getting over his guilt, his sadness after his boyfriend committed suicide. So that's kind of like the trigger warning is like you don't see it, but they do show a little bit. Like they see Mafuyu looking at him as he's hanging, and you see like his face is dark in profile, but like you only see like that. You don't see anything else below. But they obviously say, so you know, okay, he hung himself, and Mafuyu found him. And basically, the series is like Mafuyu kind of growing, getting over that through music, through meeting Ue, and ending with them being an item. Now the movie, oh yeah, there are two other characters they start a band, and there's Ue, there's Mafuyu, who is the vocalist, and then you have Haruki and Kaji. Those two, you see a little bit, like it's quite obvious that Kaji is like still kind of in love with someone, but clearly probably not really with them anymore, and also that Haruki likes Kaji. And then so the anime is basically Mafuyu and Ue more than anything, whereas in the movie they are there, and you do see a little bit more of their relationship, but the vast majority of the movie feels more like Kaji and Haruki's relationship along with Kaji's first love, Uetsu, who is like this genius violinist. And like there's another plot that like they decide to like send in, like apply for like contests, and they kind of get accepted, and they do that and write a new song for that. But while that is a plot point, it's very much mostly on the relationship between Haruki and Kaji and Uetsu. And another trigger warning is there's kind of a bit of abuse, and there's also kind of rape. But okay, so I just want to warn you, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of confused, because while I do think it kind of qualifies, it also kind of doesn't, because basically Kaji, who is the drummer in their band, he is the blonde guy with short hair and piercings, and Haruki is clearly in love with him, and like Haruki's trying to hide his feelings for him, and Kaji's quite clearly still trying to get over his his former boyfriend Uetsu, and they're kind of in like, they're roommates, Kaji and Uetsu are, as well as kind of like friends with benefits, kind of is where they are. And both of them, as you find out quite clearly, are still very much in love with each other and want to be with each other, but they're not good together. Like, you know, you love someone, you quite clearly want to be with each other, but for whatever reason, just your relationship, it's not good for either of you. And that's basically what it is. It's him trying to kind of get over that, and Uetsu knowing he loves him and wants to be with him still, but kind of like trying to push him away, because he doesn't, like, he broke it off, but he doesn't want to break it off, so he's kind of doing things to make Kaji like leave him, but he also doesn't want him to leave him, so it's kind of like that back and forth, and kind of like a dependency on each other. And as I'm trying to say is like they get into fights a bit, and he, like, once or twice you'll see like a scratch on her leg. Well, not supposed to scratch, well, yeah, I guess you call it a scratch in anime. Like the little red chicken scratch type thing. It's not like a scratch like we would think a scratch. It kind of looks like a blush, but not really. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen that in the anime. So I'm sorry, that's confusing. So that's why I'm kind of saying like abuse, but you kind of don't really see it, and it kind of doesn't really feel like abuse. Because when I think of abuse, I think of like the over dramatized version that you see on like TV, where it's like chairs are being thrown, people are getting like the shit kicked out of them. Like obviously that's a type of abuse, but like obviously it can be lesser things and to a lesser extent. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's kind of abuse, but at the same time, my mind is kind of like always thinking of like the over dramatized version, so it's kind of abuse for me, but kind of not, even though I know it technically is, probably by law. So I'm confused with that. And then there's also the rape thing where quite clearly Haruki does want to sleep with him, and Kaji wants to sleep with him, but Kaji kind of gets drunk and is quite clearly still like figuring things over with his other, like his feelings for Uetsu. So like he's kind of trying to do him, but like they both want it, but at the same time, like it's not a good time, so it feels kind of rapey. So I'm like, is it right? Kind of? No, I mean, they don't actually do it, but like, I'm fucking confused. Do you understand? But I still wanted to give that trigger warning for you, so just to warn you. For me, as you can tell, I'm still fucking confused. Like, was that? No, kind of, yes, what? What? Anyway, I would consider it to a degree, yes, but like, I was just trying to warn you. Yeah, but so while they do the band thing, like I said, it's mostly kind of like that relationship and how things are going, and he kind of has to. They kind of deal with each other, like they're kind of dealing with like the contest going on, and Mafuyu and Ue are kind of like working on the song because they're doing another song for the contest, and you have Kaji who's kind of still living with Uetsu at the time, and he's trying to like it's kind of obvious he's starting to fall in love with Haruki, and he kind of blurts out, "Yeah, I know you like me," and Haruki's goes like, "What?" Like it's pretty fucking obvious to anyone watching. And Kaji, even in the anime, was not so subtly kind of flirting with him, especially that one part where he like takes his hair and kind of like holds it, and it's like, you can't tell me you don't want to fuck him. Like, maybe the others you could get by with like, oh, maybe he's just kind of like, oh, I like this person, so maybe I'm just thinking he's flirting with me, even though he's not. Where like everyone else watching is like, no, he's 100% trying to fuck you, dude. Like, it's kind of obvious, man. I think you're the one that has noticed. You're convincing yourself you're not. But yeah, it's him trying to get over, Akachi trying to get over Uetsu and kind of figure out his feelings for Haruki. And Mafuyu is very much aware of like, yeah, you two like each other, don't you? Like, that's kind of how the movie starts out, as Mafuyu's walking down the street, Kaji gets out of the car with a girl, and he's like, so it's not just that you're like calmed down, because Haruki says, oh, it's because he used to be more wild, or Kaji used to be more wild, and Mafuyu goes, so it's not that you've calmed down, it's that you just don't want Haruki to see this, you doing this. And he just kind of, and then smiles. So Mafuyu is quite aware that they both like each other, something's going on. And the song he writes later on, while in the first, I'm sorry, my dog's coughing up a lung. In the anime, the first song he writes is definitely about Yuki and him getting over his relationship with Yuki, what he wants to say, and how he wants to express how he's feeling, which is kind of like anger, sadness, guilt, and overcoming that is that. And then the movie is, it feels more like he writes the song for like Haruki and Kaji and Uetsu. And I, again, really loved the music. Like, every song. By the way, if you're going to watch the movie, make sure you watch all the way until the end, because you get like another good song, and you get like still pictures in the credits, and then afterwards, after all that, there is a little bit more of the movie, where you kind of see Haruki and Kaji walk off, and by the end, he's broken up with Uetsu. Uetsu's kind of let him go, and Kaji confesses that he likes Haruki. So, like, as you can, like, oh god, I'm gonna cry. Oh god, this movie just punches you in the fucking feels. Like, the anime did, the movie does. I highly recommend watching it, or at the very least, listening to the music. Like, I still cannot listen to that song. A Winter's Story is the name of the song from the anime, where he sings about Yuki. I cannot hear that fucking song without crying. I love it. Like, it's in my playlist, but at the same time, like, I cannot, like, have, like, start tearing up, like, every time. Because it's so good, and the voice actors who did the songs, and just, oh god, it's so good, I love it, and I love the way they're, like, how they're drawn like on stage and just the atmosphere of it, and it's such a beautiful yet sad anime and movie, and I cannot recommend it enough. And like I literally just finished it, and I'm kind of like I feel like I told you everything, but I also feel like it's just one of those things you have to watch it because I can't just tell you everything. Like the subtle things they do, how they react with each, how they act and react with each, how they act and react to each other. Like I don't know how to describe this, and I feel like I haven't done it justice trying to describe it to you. So yeah, other than like the trigger warnings, if like that thing doesn't like bother you in any way that it would like affect you like actually being able to watch the movie, I would suggest definitely trying the movie, definitely trying the anime. Like I said, it's on Crunchyroll. The anime series is 11 episodes, the movie less than an hour, so you can binge it. But like have some Kleenex nearby. Like have some Kleenex nearby, some water to replenish after all the fucking tears you will cry. If you managed to get through one of these videos without hearing my dog sniff under the door, or hack her brains out, or the fucking traffic. But it's not gonna happen. I'm not known for quality. Hi. You want to lay down now? Wait. What, my little goose? What, my little goose? This isn't really comfortable for me. Because, like, my bed is really high off the ground, so I have to, like, lean down to pet her. And I just ate, so I'm like, ugh. Anyway, fine. I wanted to pet her. Sometimes you just want to pet the dog, you know? Yeah. Hi. I would show you her cute little wagging butt. Oh, you okay? It's like a sneeze and a cough at the same time. Anyway, yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. I would definitely go watch it. Hopefully I have described it enough to express my feelings of it. Not really, yes, kind of, sort of. And also make you want to check it out too. Ma'am, every time. A day in a video until you hear her making some kind of noise in the background. Oh, we get to be treated to you drinking water too. She likes to provide the background content. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You check out the anime. And maybe consider leaving a comment and wanting to talk about it with me. Talk about it with me. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, but for some reason I always sound like I've just got off a bender and I'm slurring. Anyway. Bye, be safe. Like, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada, bye.